Anna
Hi.
Scionti, welcome back to Australian Musician.
Thank you for having me. So great to chat with you again.
Yeah, we're talking about your brand new album, Sparrow and the Fox, today. Before recording the new album, you moved back to your hometown in Gippsland. Is that where most of this album was written?
Yes, pretty much so. Moved back to East Gippsland a couple of years ago, and yeah, that inspired a lot of, when you go close to home or where you grew up, once again, like Orphan Diary, I guess, it inspired a lot of songs from, yeah, my youth and also about why we moved down as well. My brother was unwell, so I moved down to have some time with him. So, yeah, a lot of the songs are very personal and, about the last couple of years. Yeah.
In the album, you name drop a couple of locations, Forge Creek Road and Turnbull Street. Tell me about the significance of those streets or roads.
Yeah, well, Forge Creek Road is a road that I grew up on when I was quite young. It's where I have vague recollections of being in that house. And being back here, I've been driving down Forge Creek Road and going past that house. And with that, this evoked all these memories of me as a child. And my mum used to take us foraging down Forge Creek and down this big hill, and we'd go out into the paddocks, and my sister and my mum and I, and probably my cousins, and we'd pick mushrooms and forage for mushrooms and blackberries and raspberries. So the song's kind of dedicated to my mother, and yeah, a song about that childhood memory. So yeah, that's where that one came from.
Uh, and
And Turnbull Street, yeah, Turnbull Street is about my local swimming pool here from when I was a kid. So the Bensdale swimming pool, I grew up in Bensdale, is on Turnbull Street, and my cousins lived down the road. They were in the next block, so my uncle and auntie had a house there, and that song's, yeah, just all about me riding my bike to the swimming pool and going in and laying in the sun and hanging out with my cousins, and then we had quite a family tradition when my father was alive of going to his brother's house, my uncle and auntie's, every Saturday night. And we go and hang there and eat pasta and do what Italians do. Yeah. So that's where that song comes from.
uh,
Mm.
there are a couple of songs on the album, and their construction is a little bit different to what you'd normally write. Um, does the music you listen to in your leisure time affect the way you write?
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess, over time it does have some effect. I guess for me, I wanted to do a really stripped back album with this one. And, getting back on the acoustic guitar really just opened up some different kind of, I don't know, just playing a little bit differently than my previous albums where I was just on cigar box guitar or electric guitar. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't listen to a great deal of music. I do get on the radio while I'm working and listen to PBS and all those, great community radios that have all this amazing, local music. But yeah, I don't know. I think just stripping it right back and playing acoustic. And I did bring in a lot of resonator and lap steel as well. I love slide guitar, which on a few of the songs I've kind of overdubbed, and played that, beautiful soaring slide, which I don't know if you listen to Sparrow and the Fox, but that's
Yeah.
that, really dark, moody resonance under it is me playing lap steel on
Yeah.
that. And yeah,
So
yeah.
why is Sparrow and the Fox the title track? What's the significance?
That's quite personal as well, really. My brother's nickname was Sparrow when he was a kid, and the song "Sparrow and the Fox" I wrote for my brother's eulogy and sang it at his funeral. So it is quite a personal song. And I guess the album I've written after coming down here and spending my last months, with my brother and caring for him. And being with the family back here. So yeah, I've kind of dedicated the album to my brother, and I love the name Sparrow and the Fox too. So I could go very deep, and for me, Sparrow and the Fox is about the cancer chasing my brother.
Right.
So, Fox being the cancer, yeah. But look, we don't need to go too deep, but yeah, so it's a very different album.
Yeah, where did you end up recording it?
So once again, I recorded with David Carr at Rangemaster, which is in the Dandenongs there, which I've done my other albums with. I also had some other players come in on the album. So Pete Howe, he lives on Raymond Island here. He recorded the double bass for me on a couple of tracks, which was wonderful. And then a friend, Janine Maunder, who's an incredible vocalist and singer, did backing vocals on Unhappy Girl, and she recorded that at her studio. But all in all, David mixed down the whole album. And yeah, I was there for every part of it, which
Yeah.
was all good. Yeah. So,
How, how did you record your instruments? How did you mic them up, and which instruments were the main ones that you
yeah.
used?
Well, acoustic guitar wise, that was all done in the studio live, which I think, well, I can't give you too much. Two stereo mics and a room mic, basically. And I will tend to, with my vocals, redo my vocals. I like my vocals to be very on point, but all the guitars, basically, we would set up. I'd go in for a day. The recording process went over about a year and a half, probably, just being away down here, and also writing and finishing songs I wanted on the album. But yeah, I'd go in and we'd just spend the day, and I would record, basically play the songs three times, and then pick the one that felt the best and go with that, really. Um, and as I said, some other parts were done elsewhere, and they were kind of sent off. The digital world now is amazing. You can record at home, and in fact, the harmonica on there, I did record here, just on GarageBand, so very, low level recording, but doesn't matter when you can send it off and be put together
Yeah.
by an engineer who knows what he's doing and make
Yeah.
it sound good.
Um,
Yeah.
was your Cole Clark, was that the main acoustic that you used?
I got the Cole Clark only the end of last year, so I've got a few other acoustics. My first acoustic I bought when I was 21 for my birthday, way back then, was Tommy Emmanuel Maton Artist Series. It's from the 80s, and it was secondhand. I bought it off, what's it called? Oh, no, I haven't a mental bank. Out of the newspaper, Trading Post.
All right.
People won't. So it's a beautiful old acoustic from the 80s. So some of the acoustics that also I have a custom made Matthias acoustic as well. So a couple of songs on that, and the Cole Clark's there as well. So yeah, I've got three different acoustics on the album, really. And then, of course, my lap steel, I've got just a Recording King square neck, which resonator, the tricone, which played on the album, and also just my resonator. I can pick it up for you. Actually, it's
Yep.
right here. One of these babies. This one got on the album too, which is
Oh,
one I in America. And there is one cigar box song on there, which is "Chase the Sun,"
yeah.
which I have to get that one for you too. Which is this little three-string
Okay.
cigar box, which I've had some people say, oh, it sounds like a banjo. And
Yeah.
it is a very
Yeah.
acoustic, purely acoustic. It's got just a piezo pickup in it, and handmade by one of my good makers, Avocet Cigar Box Guitar, Milan, who he's from Gippsland as well. So yeah.
Yeah. What about that vintage amp collection? Have you added or subtracted to it since last we spoke?
Oh, no, actually, no. I've not been buying any amps. I've been very disciplined. I've got quite a few, and there's a few behind me here, actually. I've got, yeah. But I'm trying to think what made it on that album, actually, because the lap steel was through a Rex Basement, I think it is, which is in Melbourne, which is an Australian amp from the 60s, massive, beautiful amp. But yeah, no, I've not been shopping.
Yeah. What, a-
Although it's been.
what about your your slides, do you use glass slides or?
Yeah, I do actually. I've mainly used the glass slides here, and I do have brass, and I've tried a few different things, but for my playing, I just like the warmth of the slide, the glass slide, and tends to no move smoothly across the strings, and yeah, I guess we all kind of gravitate to the things we love and what feels best when we play. So yeah.
You've got a great film clip for the song "Sing with the Birds." Where was that location?
Yeah, well, that was done down here in East Gippsland. My niece and nephew uh, helped record that, and that was done on my niece's grandparents' farm, basically. So that's down near Lake Tyers. I won't give it away too much, but yeah, that's an original cottage that her grandparents kind of built and lived in, and then they built another one, and then they're in their final one now. So yeah, it's quite a beautiful spot there,
Yeah,
and so that was all self done. Independent artist. That's what you kind of do, isn't it?
yeah. I was looking at your website. You've got quite a few gigs coming up. You're playing at the Blues Train. You're quite a regular on the train. What do you love about the Blues Train?
Yeah, I do love the blues train. I tend if I'm playing solo on there, I'll do just basically a full cigar box guitar show. I'll take about 4 or 5 cigar boxes and do a show there. I guess the beauty of it is, we don't move, but the people in the carriages do. So it's like we have 4 different audiences across the night. And yeah, I just love it. I love being able to just, play my cigar boxes and enjoy the night. So yeah, it's just different. Like, there's other gigs like the Floating Tin Shed. I don't know if you know about
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess any stage that's unusual just I know keeps it fresh, doesn't it?
Yeah. You've also got the Ballarat Blues Festival coming up. Have you played that festival before?
I played last year, and that was with my trio in the main event, the big night. This one's different. I'm going to be doing a solo show there as part of the Women in Blues showcase. Rhiannon Simpson and Andrea Marr and Paula Mackey, who's playing saxophone. So that's going to be a great day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and no doubt there'll be a good jam at the end with all us ladies.
How do you feel about the playing the women in music showcases? Because we don't have men in music showcases. Does that bother you at all, or is it a chance to celebrate fabulous women in music?
Yeah, I think, it is a celebration, really. I mean, I feel honored to be invited to play at these, wonderful events.
Yeah,
Um, I think, and there, as you say, there's only a handful really, and more growing of, women who play the blues, I guess. I mean, the blues crosses to, soul and all sorts of kind of things. But yeah, look, I think it's great that, we get to go and hang out together and kind of have a celebration of playing the music we love. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Earlier this year, you traveled to Memphis for the International Blues Challenge. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, that was amazing. So January, yeah, flew over and represented the Melbourne Blues Appreciation Society as solo blues performer of the year, which was it's pretty amazing. Memphis is great. We kind of flew in, and then 2 days later it snowed. So you wouldn't think it was going to snow in Memphis, but it did, and it was like minus 12 degrees. But the competition went on. A lot of Memphis kind of shut down, but they continued the comp, which was fantastic. I got to perform in just the juke joints down on Beale Street and did 2 heats and got through to the semi-finals, which is a pretty big feat. Didn't make it to the final, but getting through the semis was a pretty amazing kind of achievement, and I felt very honoured to be able to do that. So yeah, but I mean, Beale Street is just amazing during that competition. Every bar has music coming out of it. And because all the heats are ran at just the juke joints on Beale Street. And then so you'll meet some amazing bands and solo artists from all around the world. I think there's about 250 acts that represent all their different blues clubs around the world. So it's a pretty amazing time.
Yeah.
Bizarre competition, but it's good.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you think you might have the opportunity to go back there and play this new music one day?
Yeah, one day I hope to do that, like yeah, I need to. Well, there's some other places I want to go as well, but you just got to put things on your bucket list, and you know, and eventually, slowly, you'll get to hopefully achieve those kind of dreams, which is kind of how life is, isn't it? Bit of
Yeah.
a journey.
Do you
Yeah.
apply for grants and that sort of thing to help in that regard?
Yeah, look, I have done, and there's some touring grants and stuff coming up, which I haven't applied for, but there's always something out there to put your hat in the ring for, isn't there? But it's a tough competition, I think, you know, trying to keep playing and finding new gigs and finding a new audience. So, but I still enjoy it. So,
Yeah. So the new album, is it available in physical form or just digital?
no, I've just done a small run of CDs. I haven't put it to vinyl yet. As to whether I do or not, I'll see. But yeah, so if you get on my website, annascionti.com, links there to Bandcamp, where you can get a hard copy from me, and I can send that to you. Otherwise, yeah, it's out digitally, on your favorite platform. So get on and spin it. Yeah,
Yeah. It features some great cover art. Who did that?
yeah. That got it here. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, there it is. Um, a friend who I used to work with as a nurse. I'm a nurse as well. Yeah, she's an artist and is an incredible drawer. And so, yeah, she did the illustration for me. I kind of contacted her and we had a chat about and kind of some different ideas. And this is probably I think the third drawing she did. And I'm like, yep, I love this one. So that's kind of where that came from. It was, yeah, it's good to get other people involved. And I don't know, it just felt right to have that, on the front cover. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, as we said, you've got the Ballarat Blues Festival and some blues train gigs. What else is happening for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'll be back in Melbourne a little bit, beneath Driver Lane. I'll be heading to Castlemaine as well come November, I think it is, to the Shed Shaker. I'm going to be back in the Western Port Hotel down on Phillip Island as well. So I kind of get around a bit. I've got a little album launch down here locally in Painesville at the Wine Bar where um, Pete Howe's going to come and play some bass, and Winston Blair's going to be on drums, and yeah, and I've got Olivia Lay, who's a local artist, who's going to come and do a little support slot, which is going to be great. So that's on the first of September, spring, first day of spring. There you go. Yeah, but
Lovely.
yeah, I guess just get on my website and have a bit of a look. There's always something coming up, and yeah, keep chasing the gigs.
Well, Anna Scionti, it's been great to catch up again and all the best with the album.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate talking, and thank you for having me.